All right, let's finally cap off on this series on the things that you should have worked out leading up to 30. So I originally thought that this was going to be a two-part video series, but in actual fact, this is like blown out into this great big long video series. Why? Because I have a ton of information that I want to cram into your head so that you can live the best life possible. That's what gets me super freaking pumped and excited, as you can probably already tell. Okay, so if you don't know me, I'm Dice. I help young, analytically and logically minded men, just like you. I help you to find your purpose so that you can live the best life possible. Okay, that's what gets me freaking, gets me pumped. All right, so let's get cracking into the video. So by now, you should have sort of like recognized and come to terms with your dark side. Okay, you're realizing that. What have I got here? You're realizing that you're weak in a lot of areas, okay? And there's things that you're never going to be good at, and you're okay. Leave a comment in the comment section below of the thing that you will never ever be good at, okay? And then you're recognizing there's another category of stuff that's like, I'm okay at this, but I could be much better if I put some more time and attention into it. Kind of like my videos, okay? Probably need to get some art. And then there's another thing that is like, wait up, this thing over here, whatever it is for you, I'm actually pretty good at this compared to other people. I'm just sort of naturally good at this. I tend to just realize that these sort of things other people find very difficult, and to me it just comes naturally. And that's where your purpose is. That's where you're most happy. That's where your northern star there is, because now you're between that. You're on that razor's edge between like, oh, okay, I need to improve with this, but I'm actually pretty good at this already. So you're just sort of fighting on either side of that metaphoric edge of the sword, so that you can get to the end and be a freaking ninja at it. Fuck it, I'm coming up with these ideas on the fly. All right. So another thing you're realizing is that life doesn't get easier. Okay, you just get stronger. You realize that you come to terms with like, I wish life would be easier, but objectively speaking, I don't want to live an easy life, because then there would be no challenge. And then also, like, if life is easy, then I'm probably going to end up not reaching my full potential. I recognize that my life is going to have challenges and always going to have problems. Okay, you realize that I just need to get stronger so that things can be better, and I can sort of become more of a man in my prime. That's what your goals are. Oh, here's a big one, okay? You've learnt not to trust your gut feeling and your intuition, okay? Because history has proven over and over again that it's often wrong, okay? You're not a woman. Feminine women tend to be more in touch with their intuition, okay? But at the same time, that also blocks them from reaching their full potential a lot of the time. Not always, but a lot of the time it sort of impedes them from reaching their full potential, because they're always going with their gut feeling instead of actually making a bit of a strategy, a bit of a plan, and going through some hard times to actually get to the things that they really want to do. So like, you've learned not to trust your gut feeling and your intuition all the time, okay? Maybe have about 5 or 10% of it for a bit of fun, but the rest is all strategy, logic, and okay, what do I need to do objectively to get to the things that I want to do, okay? Your brain's sort of evolving, because, if you're just going to be one of these guys that are going to be like stroking rocks and tarot cards and I don't really feel like it today, you're not going to be big. Why am I skinny? Okay, because my gut feeling says, oh, I probably should go to the gym, but I won't go to the gym because I don't feel like it, and that's why I've got small arms. That's where I've fallen short. You've also learnt to control anxiety, okay? Or you're working on that goal. You've learnt to control your anxiety so that you can push your comfort zone, okay? Because you've realized that in order for you to go outside your comfort zone, the anxiety needs to be a little bit more contained, and you need to know how to do your best to control it, okay? For me, the big ones are like nutrition, taking the correct nootropics, taking the correct vitamins, also repetition, desensitive, what do they call it? I should know this. Progressive desensitization exercises, okay? Very, very key. Helps you out a great deal. these sort of things help you realize that a lot of this anxiety is just made up in your head. So by now you should be addressing your self-dialogue a lot more, okay? Or at the very least, it's become a top priority so that to try and get your thoughts, your words, and your actions all in alignment. Because you're realizing that it's a key predecessor or a key predictor of success, okay? Because if your ego comes in and it's objectively wrong, you'll fail. But then if you go down the other, like if you've got like what I'm getting is like if you have an overinflated ego and it's like you're blinded by your improvements and you're blinded by where you could actually get better in certain things. Whereas if you go on the other side of the spectrum and you've got too much anxiety and you're beating yourself up, you're not actually able to like advance either. So it's like trying to work out what the best dialogue to have inside your brain so that you can actually move forward, okay? So addressing your self-dialogue, very important. So one of the things you're starting to realize leading up to 30 is that it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help, okay? But then you're also asking like, well, now that I know that I can ask for help and it's okay to ask for help, where should I get my information from? What sort of influences do I need to have around me? So you're sort of looking on the internet, you're trying to gain the correct information, you're reading certain books to do with self-development, you're trying to surround yourself with the right people, which is what I'm about to get to, and maybe you're considering getting some sort of mentorship so that you can fast track yourself, go over into the fast lane. We're in Australia, the fast lane's on the right, and just go at it as hard as you can. So, you know, another thing is like, let's touch on friends for a moment, okay? I did a whole series on this, but you're starting to realize that the people that you were friends with in high school, they're not really going anywhere, okay? And it's not the best for you to actually continue down this path of having a lot of mediocre people around you. So again, you're trying to upgrade your influences. How do you go about this? What do I need to do? Where do I go to meet these sort of people? And you're trying to like build a more robust council around you so that you've got the correct information in your brain. So in high school, if you didn't have any friends or you didn't actually see your friends on a daily basis, it literally felt like you were going to die, okay? You kind of were stamped and like forced into being able to like conform with the other people and all the ideas that were surrounding high school, okay? Part of being a man is to like progressively go through your ideas and to question your beliefs and be able to diminish them and ask, where do my beliefs actually come from? When you realize that a lot of it was put in there, like a lot of programming was put in there during high school, and if you're like me, even joined the military, a lot of military mindsets were crammed into your brain. Part of being a man is to let go of those and to choose your own path and sort of go your own way and then find other people that would support that idea. So it sort of leads me back into friends is like before you were able to see your friends all the time, whereas now you can go months without seeing your friends and that's completely okay. You just pick up from where you left off. Why? Because they're hustling, okay? You're hustling, they're hustling, and you literally, a lot of the time when you're in those growth periods, you don't have time to see your friends. You're working 14 hours a day and you're just building your business or you're building something or you're aggressively getting good at whatever it is. It might be a sport or something, and you don't actually have time for other people. And that's just part of growing up, okay? Recognizing that, you know, you have to lay out your life so there's certain time slots and availabilities, and if you can't get them to line up with your friends, then it's just not going to work out. You're not going to be able to see your friends. But through this process, you're sort of recognizing who your real friends are, okay? The ones that stick around, the ones that have integrity, and also you're sort of like weeding out the ones that don't actually have your back, because why would you spend time with those people when there's higher quality ones that are there that are more important to you, that are actually showing up and have higher integrity? You're realizing that some of these lower class friends and influencers don't have your best interest in mind, and they're subconsciously and like sucking you dry and trying to hold you at that level. Anyway, I could talk about this forever, and I already have. I've actually got a video series on it. You should go check it out. Maybe I'll leave a link in the description. Another thing as you get older, leading up to 30, is your value structure change. I've actually got a video series that I want to do on this. You have more of a shift between your short-term like pleasures and funds to more of like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not going to die for a long time. What do I want to do between now and then? and it's more of a shift to like your long-term happiness. So you shift from the short-term quick dopamine spikes, getting drunk on the weekend, having a good time, to more of like, okay, what's long-term happiness? How does that actually feel? And what does long-term gratification actually, how does that actually work in my brain? Okay, becomes a lot more apparent as you get older. Hey, if you got something out of this video, then hit the subscribe button, and don't forget the bell. Okay, I've got much more content coming out on this topic. I hope you got something out of this video series. If this actually resonated with you, then maybe you and I could actually work together. You know, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, you like the way that I lay out this stuff, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I have a very logical and systematic way about going about self-development and finding who you are at your core, so that you can find your purpose and you can have a better, a much more fast-tracked idea of what self-actualization actually is. You know, as you can probably tell in this video, I get super freaking pumped up when I freestyle. Okay, I love doing these sort of freestyle videos. However, I find that they don't always connect in the best way that I want them to. But you know, if you and I are just starting a conversation with each other, this is how I like to be most of the time. You know, excited. I'm going to align myself with your goals, trying to work out what you're doing good, what you're not doing so good, how you can improve, and you can go through my mentoring program in such a way that's going to make your life a lot easier, a lot more fun, a lot more alive. Okay. Yeah. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then reach out to me on Instagram. You and I can get on a one-on-one discovery call, see if we're a good fit. If we are a good fit, then I'll put you on the mentoring program. Hey, if you're not ready to go on the mentoring program, but you really like this sort of content, then hit the subscribe button. Helps out the channel a great deal. We can spread this to more people. And yeah, with that all being said, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate that you made this far in the video series. And this is Dice out. Boom.